and get some understanding on what God is saying to us about first fruits. And if we turn over to Exodus 22, and you need to understand the first mention of first fruits in the Bible is found in Exodus. And it is in Exodus 22. And we say that the expression first fruits would be in the Old Testament because it first appears in Exodus. And it reads, "Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of the ripe fruits and the liquors," and that does not mean alcohol. Oh, Lord, let me help somebody. Please don't bring God no cutty salt. No Cyrano. No Cavassier. Because I know. "The firstborn of your sons thou shalt give unto me." You don't have to lay your child on the altar either. Okay? I know, and I'm reading. I got to explain to you. Now, this is the Lord talking. "Likewise, thou shalt do with thine oxen, with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be with his dam." That's the mother of the sheep. It's called a dam. It's not a curse word. "On the 8th day it shall be given to me." Now, if you look in Exodus 23, and you don't have to go there, there are 4 references to first fruit. Exodus 23:16, 23:19, 34:22, and 34:26. And there are 5 references to first fruits in Leviticus, and there are 3 references in the 2nd chapter of Leviticus, and 2 references in the 23rd chapter of Leviticus. Then if we jump over to the book of Numbers, first fruit is talked about in a different way, which we will not go into today for time's purpose, but we will come back to this. And for those of you that like to study and be ahead of things, that's why I'm giving you this. In Numbers 23, I think it's around verse 19. In Numbers 18. That is the pivotal chapter for where God's decisions about first fruits changes. So for those that you want to get ahead, I will go into that, but I won't go into it today for time purposes. Now, it's very interesting that the first 5 books of the Bible, called the Pentateuch, from Genesis right on down, first fruits is not mentioned in Genesis. You need to understand that. You probably realize why, but it's my job to teach you, so let me tell you. In the book of Genesis, they had not come through to the promised land. So your first fruit, the tithe is mentioned in Genesis because the tithe is the first 10th. But your first fruit is an offering. It is an offering of a designated amount, designated for something in particular. It is a special offering. It comes 2 to 3 times a year, and it is the first. First also meaning the best or the best portion of. In our church, our first fruit is at least a day, depending on where you are with God. At least a day, could be a week. Some people are between a day and a week. Some people haven't got to a whole week, but they're way past a day. Okay? So our first instruction from the Lord on first fruit was a day, a week, or a month. Month has definite stipulations. And so far, no one in our church has come with those stipulations, so I'm not going over them because they are in your previous CDs and you know what they are. Just to name them just real briefly, I don't believe you can give a month of your offering, a month of your salary to the church, to the Lord, without telling me how you're going to pay your bills for the month. Because, see, that helps people move into error. Because all of a sudden now I'm excited and I want to give the Lord this large offering. But I've also come into covenant with Macy's. And I got a covenant with GMAC. And I got a covenant with Countrywide Mortgage. And I got a covenant with the rental people at the apartment I live in. And I got a covenant with my children that food going to be on the table. So now here I'm going to give God my whole month's salary. How do I meet my other covenants? So when we first taught this, the Lord said to me, a week, a day, a week, a month. This is our 3rd year. So if we started at a day, you shouldn't still be at a day. You should at least be up to 3 days. If you started at a week, you ought to be at a week and a half if you're not at 2 weeks. But the point is what he told me, because we walk in wisdom and understanding. If someone says to you, we want to give a month's offering, they must show you. Say, show me. Say, show me. Say, don't tell her. Show her. That means write it down, folks. They must write down and come to me with it written down how you are going to pay your other obligations when you give this whole month away. See, God's not scared of money. We're scared of it. That's why we can't write it down. That's why we can't explain nothing to nobody. That's why when you start talking about it, people back up and they stutter and they act all crazy because you're scared of it. Of course, you'll never get what you're scared of. It can't even come to you. It's boxed up. God got it for you, but it can't get to you because you're scared of it.